So for the past couple of months, I've been working on a game, but recently I felt that my combat for this game wasn't gonna cut it. Like yeah, I have spinning, but where do I go from there? Something was just not feeling right. So I decided today that I was going to fix this once and for all, and find out what makes true combat. For starters, when I mean combat, I'm referring to melee combat, since shooters are oversaturated in the gaming industry. Now let's look at what I currently have. Spinning, and yeah, that's it. Clearly there needs to be more variety. A true combat system should make every action have a counter and a use. Wait, that sounds a lot like rock, paper, scissors. And you're right. So over the course of this video, I'm going to be showing off the 3 elements of my combat system. Without further ado, let's actually make something. Before we do any of those crazy combat mechanics, it is important to actually get my game into a state where it has some polish. Now, I did go over some of the polished improvements in my shorts, but if you didn't watch, that is totally understandable, and I'm going to go through all of them here. Also, thank you for the 23.7 thousand views in total on all of them. It truly means the world to me, and for everyone who watched, thank you. The first couple of things I did were refining the stylized outlines and adding subtle halftone shading to really sell this game's art style. I also remade some of the animations to be more polished, since they kind of didn't look good before, I feel. Next, I created some cool new skins to my character for customization, those being the Transistor Trooper and the Swim Striker. I am really proud with how these turned out, especially with the shininess of the Trooper and the fake stylized lighting on the Striker. I also decided that now is probably a good time to actually create a polished test map instead of this boring, gray, so-called landscape. I was able to add a dynamic water system and a procedural cloud system that bends around the player's view. I also made a customizable floor that can have colors tweaked if needed. It took a week or so, but I'm glad how all the pieces turned out. It also means I can show footage of this build without it being an eyesore. I finally also added some VFX, like clouds of smoke when you walk, and I guess I kind of turned my player into a triangle factory, since now he will emit triangles when taking damage. Okay, we have some polished elements for the game, but there is now one key thing we are missing. Where's the UI? So let's actually get to that. I decided to split up the UI into 2 sections. The left would be for the health and a cool feature I will talk about later, and the right will be for the combat mechanics. Starting with the left, I made some basic UI elements in Blender, such as hearts and structures to hold the UI elements together. Now I know it sounds stupid to make 2D graphics in a 3D engine, but I am personally better at Blender than conventional 2D art. I then added the health to the game and made it modular to allow for different max health counts. And as you might have noticed from the left, which I was too lazy to edit out, we have a 2D looking version of the customizable character. I talked about this more in depth in a short, but basically it uses some advanced mapping tricks to turn only 2D materials into a semi-3D UI element. Next is the right section, which contains meters for the combat I will discuss later in this video. And later is now, cause it's now time to talk about true combat. First is the rock part of this combat. No, not that rock. I'm talking about spinning. But wait, didn't we already implement that? Well, yes, but I realized that when spinning in the air, it was basically impossible to hit your opponents. So I took a page from the Blue Blur himself and added Oh, come on! That word has already been taken? Okay, spin lock on, to make hitting enemies close to you in the air easier. With this OP move, however, how would a player block it? Well, they could spin first, which has overriding power, but the better way of blocking it is with the paper of this combat system, shielding! I made it so that when holding the right back trigger button or right clicking, you would start shielding. And by looking at the left UI that I was talking about earlier, you can see how you get 6 seconds of being able to hold down the shield. After time's up, you would automatically stop holding it and would be delayed from using your shield again, indicated by the meter in the shield icon itself. Over time, the shield will charge back up, letting you use it for longer periods of time. Shielding also makes you slower and not able to jump. Still though, this move would be OP and would very likely just lead to a stalemate, with everyone just holding shields. If a player were to even try and spin into you, they would get launched and break your shield. That's why when pressing the spin button while shielding, you would activate the final scissor part of this combat system, thrusting. Thrusting was designed to destroy shields. The upsides are that it is super fast and packs a punch, making enemies get launched no matter if you're on or off ground. In order to counter thrusting, think of rock, paper, scissors. Rock beats scissors, so likewise, spinning beats thrusting. Another downside is that when thrusting towards a player, you do actually have to aim in the direction they are, relative to you. Granted, you don't have to worry about height since you will automatically lock onto that. Even with some of these flaws, thrusting is a formidable component in this combat system. It also completes the trio of attacks I talked about in this video, so yippee, I guess. There were some other minor stuff I did on the game, but it is currently a work in progress. Initially, I was going to add online play to this build, but that fell through cause, well, it's netcoding. Even with all these things I cut from the video, I am glad to be able to show you what I've done so far. Ultimately, with all three of these mechanics, I felt that I finally added true combat to my game. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. This part is totally unscripted, so I have no clue what I'm gonna say next. But, yeah. It truly means the world to me, the amount of support I've gotten lately, from my past shorts, as I said in the scripted part of the video, and just the general change from being a Fall Guys-esque YouTuber to doing game dev, and that's working out for me. That just means a lot, so thank you to everyone who is enjoying this. You can subscribe, maybe join the Discord server. I don't really care, the Discord server is really dead as well. But, yeah. Also, I'm going to be trying out more styles of content relating to game dev, maybe working on some other projects besides this game. I don't know, really depends. But anyway, I had fun making this video, so see ya!